my niece. She's been with Consultus going on to, I think, 11 years now. Went onto the website, contacted Linda Gaspar in Cape Town. She said, we can only help you if you have got a British passport or an EU passport. I said, sure, I've got a Portuguese passport, no problem. That was it. It was just easy. I came here and they actually contacted me and said, would you be keen to work in December? And I said, absolutely. So I arrived here, did the 4 days training and was sent to work straight away. Haven't looked back. I think it's important that people actually understand the reasons why. For me, it was a matter of I wasn't ready to throw in the towel. I wasn't ready to be dependent on my kids and be a burden to anyone. And I was still quite healthy and able to work and take care of myself. And being an independent person, I thought, well, it's a new chapter in my life. You know, it's a new book that I will eventually write. Seeing this amazing country, this sort of rock climbing, hiking, kayaking, horse riding, you know, doing all sorts of wonderful things, which I wasn't able to do back home. So that's one of the perks of the job. You work hard, I work hard, but I play harder because I have the financial means to do that with Consultants and what they give me. You need to have a love of people. You need to have compassion and you need to have empathy. You need to put yourself in their shoes. So if you're not interested in your client and where they've been and where they've come from and where they are, and you're just there for the paycheck, you're not doing a carer's job. You're not doing a carer's job. You live under their roof 24/7. You know, you are the carer. You are the, you know, you do the personal care. You're the housekeeper. You're the gardener. You know, you're the one that feeds the dog and takes the dog for a walk. You know, you're the one that does everything in the time that you are there. You got to take it, you know, as it comes, the whole lot. You can't sort of just take what appeals to you. So having come from a family where you've been a wife, you've been a mother, you've raised your kids, you know how to keep house, you know how to cook, you know how to be patient. You've raised your kids, you've got grandkids, you know all of this. It's a matter of taking all of that and now putting it into another basket and saying, okay, I can now do this for someone else for the time being, as long as I need to do it. But it has to be done with love and compassion. I just can't, I can't sort of, you know, sort of talk high enough about Consultus because they have been, for me, they've been a godsend. I don't want to get emotional. When you come from nothing and you have so much to offer and someone accepts that and you take it with what you've got and you go out there and you do your best, that's what Consultants have done for me. They've given me the opportunity to show what I can do. But if Consultants hadn't taken me on as a carer working for them, and my diary is booked a year in advance, so from the whole year I know where I'm going to go unless someone passes away or something goes wrong. If Consultants hadn't given me the opportunity to join the team and to be with them, I don't know where I would be today. I honestly don't know where I would be today because they have given me opportunities that I never had back home in 56 years that I've lived in the country, in South Africa. So I am grateful, always grateful, and very protective over Consultants. I think the difference a carer can make is that the family, this person is living alone unless it's a couple, okay? So this person needs to be treated with the same respect and dignity, you know, that you would give someone who is still sort of compos mentis about and sort of aware of what they are and who they are. And I think as a carer, you need to, what the difference that a good carer makes is the fact that this person doesn't feel so alone. It's got someone that, although is not part of the family, can almost become part of the family, can become their crutch to sort of help them through whatever they're going through. This is why I say if you don't have a love of people and you're not interested in people, caring is not the job for you, because you have to be everything that person needs. Whether that is someone to play Scrabble or someone, to sort of take for a walk, go for a walk with, or someone to do the housekeeping, or someone to cook a decent meal. The carer has to be a versatile person. It's a matter of just taking all those skills that you've honed over the years and applying them to a job, to be a caring, competent, confident, committed carer. And when I spoke to Linda, she's Portuguese as well, but I spoke in English. But when I spoke to her, she made it quite clear, what could be done and how the whole process worked. The rest was up to me. She told me what I needed. She told me I would need to get the police clearance. She told me I'd need to fill in all the information that Consultus provided. She told me that my passport has to be valid, and all of that. So from that point of view, there was no hiccups there. It was quite an easy process. And I sent her all the information, and she sent it to Consultus in turn. And then I waited for them to come back, which they did. And they said they've got the information, they would like to have me on board. Would I be keen to work in December? This was November. And I said, of course. So I came, and I thought, you know what? I'm sitting in the country that I've grown up in, and I've achieved nothing in the sense that I felt like I'd lost my sense of purpose. So basically, taking on this new adventure, which was for me was an adventure, my friends all thought I was crazy. I'm sort of like in my going on 60s, and I'm sort of giving up my home. Well, I didn't have a home there, but I was leaving my hometown to come to a foreign country. And I said, you know what, I'm leaving on a wing and a prayer. Basically, I'm leaving on a wing and a prayer, because I thought, I've got to make a go of this. I've got nothing else to fall back on. So either I take that risk and I go for it, or I'm going to sit in South Africa unemployed, funds running out, and it's not going to do me any good. So I wasn't nervous at all. I was just sad to leave my family, my mom, my sister, my eldest daughter, because my son and my youngest were already overseas. And but I felt no hesitation at all. The fact that I arrived at Heathrow, I've got a photo taken at the town Heathrow, and I said, I'm here. And I am here to stay. I thought, no, this is great. This is great. And my friend said, you know what? I said, how would you describe me? Okay, so they said, Tina, we think you're very brave, because we would not have the courage to leave South Africa and walk off, to a foreign country on a job that you haven't done before, not knowing if it's going to work out. So they think I'm very brave. I'm impulsive. And I thought, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is it works out, and I end up with this whole new life, doing something that I am good at, earning money to give me the opportunity to do the things I'm passionate about. I used to have a few days break in between bookings, go rock climbing in Scotland, kayaking, or go mountaineering in the Lake District. And those are things that I never got a chance to do before. I lived in a country for 56 years, and I couldn't afford to go on safari, because I couldn't afford it. I didn't earn enough money to go to the Kruger National Park and go on safari. And I come to a foreign country, and people go to Spain and Portugal on holiday. Why? I always say, why? You've got so much to see here. Cornwall, the Lake District, the Peak District, Wales. There's so much to do. So this is what I've done. This is what Consultants have given me. This wonderful life that I can work and play. My mom is in South Africa. I can afford to pay her rent in her retirement home. I couldn't afford to do that in South Africa, even if I was earning a salary. I came here, made sure my mom was left in a safe place. I pay her rent. I've paid her rent for 5 years. I take care of my daughter's little kids, and I see myself doing caring for quite some time still, because that's my bread and butter. But also sort of expanding my horizons and getting my life coaching going, because that is something I'm really passionate about as well. Make sure that you are a people's person. Be a people's person, have that empathy and compassion, because you are looking after people practically at the end of life. And you need to understand that the situations can sometimes be a little bit sort of uncomfortable health-wise or mentality and stuff. But if you're looking at being a carer, don't go looking anywhere else. Honestly, don't go looking anywhere else. I can honestly and truly, and I'll repeat this over and over again, I can honestly and truly sort of vouch for Consultus as being the best care agency that there is in the UK. It's very difficult for me to put into words what Consultus means to me, because I live it every day. I don't go home to South Africa and come and work for 3 months and go back. I do this full time, and it is tiring at times, and it has its challenges. But boy, the rewards heavily outweigh the rest. So as far as Consultus goes, I am infinitely grateful for the opportunity they've given me, for who they are, for the training that they give us. They equip us to go out there. It's up to you to go further. It's really up to you to go further. If you, as I said to the newbies staying at the carer house at the moment, if you are really wanting to give this job your best and make it a vocation and not a job, go and do extra training. Speak to consultants, go and do extra training, get yourself sort of equipped so that you go out competent and confident, because that is what will guarantee that you stay in work, that you will never be out of work. And I can honestly say, in the 5 years almost that I have been at work, I have never been out of work.